Hello and welcome to The Starving Student. My name is Lauren Murphy and I'm going to be your chef this evening, as I am every evening on The Starving Student, because this is my show. So tonight we're going to make some fabulous Hispanic treats. I just got off a cruise, as you can see by my vast skin color change. You probably can't see that, but I feel more tan, I look more tan, even if it's not on camera. But I went on a cruise to Mexico and Honduras, and so we're going to have a Mexican kind of night here, but we're also going to have a nice cleansing and healthful night because I had a lot of crappy food on that cruise. It tasted good, but not very good for my body. So we're going to make something that's light and healthy and is going to taste great, but also kind of clear us out a little bit. So let's look at our ingredients. We've got some black beans, which are only like 80 cents. Good money-saving source of protein. We've got some ground chicken breast, which is on sale. Some little cherry tomatoes. We've got some fresh limes. Spinach, we're going to have a little salad sort of thing that we're working with. Sweet peppers, they were on sale too. Guacamole, you could use your own avocado if you wanted, but this was way on sale, so I bought some. We have some frozen corn, and we have some cheese. So basically, we're going to be making a Fresco salsa and a black bean spicy chicken patty, and that's going to be our fabulous meal. So we're going to start off with our Fresco salsa, and we're going to need our limes. We're going to grab a knife, just like we always do, and we're going to come over here. So going into our Fresco salsa, we have a bunch of different ingredients. One of them being these little sweet peppers, which are delicious. You can use bell peppers if you want to, but like I said, sweet peppers were on sale, and they're really easy to chop and dice. So that's a good thing. We're also going to throw some cherry tomatoes in there. I guess these are technically grape tomatoes. They're delicious. So I've already sliced these ones up, so they're going to go right into our bowl. Fabulous. And our dressing for our Fresco salsa, tomato overboard, is going to be a lime cilantro base, and it's going to be delicious. So, good trick, roll your lime out like this. It's going to give you maximum juicing potential. If you just kind of get it going there. Fabulous. Going to cut our limes. We're going to squeeze them. Lost all my hand and finger strength on the cruise too. Played a little too much shuffleboard, probably. But that's okay. I had a really great time. We went on a snorkeling excursion in Honduras, and Honduras was beautiful. For those of you who've never been, we went to the island of Roatan, and it was gorgeous, and I loved it. And we saw some really awesome reef squid, and they did a cool little squid dance, and they changed colors when we went to go poke them when we dove down, and so that was really neat. They have really fabulous coral reefs there. And actually, the University of Central Florida Study Abroad for Marine Biology goes there. So I figured it was going to be a good place to see some awesome marine life. And snorkeling is one of my favorite things to do. So it was a really great time. We also went to Mexico, like I said. We actually didn't even get off the boat in Mexico. Even though I'm making Mexican food, doesn't mean I don't appreciate Mexico. But our port of call was Cozumel, and I had been to Cozumel before, so I didn't think I needed to go back again, because last time I was in Cozumel, I had a little bit of a crazy time, and I didn't need to have a crazy time again. And for those of you who are wondering what a crazy time for me entails, it means that I threw up on somebody because I had sun poisoning, and I didn't get to drink at all, which was a little depressing. But I did get a tattoo on my belly button, not this time, but the last time, and I actually ended up throwing up on the tattoo artist while she was applying it to my belly button, so I had a smudgy tattoo it was a henna tattoo, don't freak out. I say to the camera person and the audience. Yeah, so that was a bad situation, and I had a really, really smudgy black henna tattoo for about 3 months on my belly button to talk to everybody about and make them aware of the dangers of sun poisoning. So this is why you should always stay hydrated and wear lots of sunscreen and avoid going to Mexico. But if you want to go to Mexico in your mouth, you can make this recipe, and it'll be pretty awesome. So we're just squeezing the last of our limes here, and they're kind of hard to squeeze, but that's okay. Another trick to getting the juice out of limes better is if you were to microwave them. I would have done that if I hadn't already started cutting them and doing all this. But anyway, 2 limes will do it. Rinse your hands off just like that. Okay, we have some cilantro. I'm going to pour a lot of that in there. Oh yeah, cilantro. We have fresh cilantro in the herb garden. I forgot to go get it. So that's the deal there. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to add the rest of our peppers. And you just slice them up just like this. Put them on our garbage towel. And just set them off to the side. Now these peppers are really sweet. And I like to cut them in big chunks like that. You're welcome to cut them smaller. You're welcome to dice them. But I like them in little rings. Because I like to eat the Fresco salsa kind of like a salad and a little less like an actual salsa that would top something or that you would dip chips in. I like big chunky vegetables, and these sweet peppers taste so good and they're so crunchy, and they add a nice depth of flavor to our Fresco salsa. Whoop. And that one ripped in half, so we're just going to cut it like that. Lovely. Now the other part of our meal is going to be a black bean chicken patty, and that's going to be delicious as well, I hope, because I've never made it before. I'm just going to make it up as I go. But I'm going to tell you if it turns out good. I think it will. I looked up a recipe online that was kind of similar, but I'm adding my own starving student flair to it, which means I'm not adding goat cheese, which is the recipe I found. Let's be serious, who likes goat cheese? And it's like $7. I don't know, I guess if you're fancy, you like goat cheese. Alright, so there's a couple of the red peppers, and we're going to dice those up really fine. Just a couple that we've reserved over here, and that red pepper is going to go into our chicken black bean patty. So this is my patty bowl. My bowl for patty rockin'. We're going to put the pepper in there and just dice it up really fine. And you could use turkey, you could use, whatever kind of other ground meat you wanted to. I chose ground chicken, A, because it was on sale, and B, because I didn't want a heavy, beef kind of thing in my patty. And we need a little more protein, so that's why we're adding the black beans. And speaking of black beans, we can add them to both our salsa and to our patty bowl. So I've got 2 cans of black beans. We're going to drain them because nobody likes that black bean water unless you're doing something else with it.
Unless you're Cuban.
I know. Apparently the camera lady likes black bean water, but I'm also not Hispanic, so I have not grown up appreciating black bean water, as apparently she has. So, alright, we're just going to rinse them. Perfect. Alright, so can 1 goes right into our salsa. Look at those pretty colors. I love it. Sometimes I call this Fiesta salsa because it looks like a party. Alright, can 2. Going into our chicken patties. Yum! Right into the patty bowl. Lovely. Now we have a couple more ingredients. We've got our frozen corn, which tastes awesome in the salsa and helps cool it down and get it to a nice crisp level. It's also some really good starch for us. Corn is a good carb. It's not, made of processed white flour or anything like that. And it's definitely going to be very fibrous and help us feel full, and then, help us clean ourselves out, which is what we're trying to do after this cruise, because we ate a lot of rich things. And that's okay once in a while. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the Fresco salsa. We're going to mix that all around. Got lime cilantro dressing. It's just going to get all mixed in there. Beautiful. And it's so pretty, it's so colorful, and it's going to be so crisp. Now if you want to serve this immediately, you want to make sure that you defrosted the frozen corn, otherwise you and your guests are going to need to wait a while, or you're going to be having, you know, corn popsicle kernels. Not going to be a good thing. So there is our completed, almost completed Fresco salsa. We have one more thing to add, and that is a huge dollop of guacamole. Guac! Now I'm not going to make as many guacamole jokes as I did in the Super Bowl episode because I've been told they were cheesy and underappreciated. So, here we go. You could use your own avocado if you wanted, like I said before, but pre-made guac just happened to be on hand, and this stuff is 95% avocado. So we're going to do probably equivalent of 2 avocados, which is about 3 spoonfuls-ish, maybe a little bit more. One of the reasons I like using the pre-made guac instead of avocado is because avocado browns really easily. So unless you put the chopped avocado in first to get all mixed in that lime cilantro dressing, I can get kind of mushy and brown and doesn't look as appetizing. So we're just going to mix that all in there. And so now we have all these beautiful colors. We have the red and the orange and the yellow and the green. And it's so pretty, and it's going to taste so good. The other good thing about the guacamole is since it's already flavored, you don't have to season your salad as much. We're just going to add, you can smell there's a lot of garlic in this guac, so we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Sea salt. There we go. And pepper. Beautiful. I'm going to stir that up again, and it looks good. So you can either serve this over spinach or lettuce or right on top of your chicken patty if you want to. But for now, I'm going to let it just kind of sit. I'll let that corn kind of lose some of its frozenness a little bit more, and we'll leave that right here. Now onto our chicken patty. I've got a pound of ground chicken. Fabulous. We're just going to slice right into there. Now this gets a little bit messy, but it's kind of fun, a little therapeutic, just like making turkey burgers like we did before. Except raw chicken is way grosser. Way grosser than raw turkey. And a little harder to work with. That's okay. I think I lost some chicken. I don't know where it went. Maybe I didn't. Okay, I didn't lose any chicken. We're good. Put this to the side for now. Okay, so let me wash my hands since they're now all salmonella-y. So in there we have our diced red pepper, we have our black beans, and we have our ground chicken. So we're going to add our spices. We have some garlic powder, onion powder. Onion powder, there we go. This onion powder never works. This happens every time I do this show. There we go. Fabulous. Garlic powder. Be very liberal with the garlic powder. I'm a fan of garlic. A little bit more cilantro. If you want this to be spicier, you can add some, chili powder or red pepper flakes or hot sauce. I am a spice wuss. We're also going to use some cumin, just to give it that earthy, kind of, little bit of smoky, spicy flavor. Cumin's really good for that. Yum. And then salt and pepper again. Our last ingredient for our chicken patties is some cheese. Because what would a hamburger be without some cheese in it? The cheese is going to help our beans and chicken kind of stick together and get really gooey too. I have some Colby Monterey Jack. You can use 4-cheese Mexican blend if you want. I happen to not have any 4-cheese Mexican blend. So Colby Jack, just a handful, maybe like 1/3 of a cup. Just a little bit. Perfect. We've got our pan all ready to go. We're going to turn that on to 7 so we can get that oil nice and hot. And we're just going to dig in and make our patties. And we can set them over here when we're done. Oh yeah, kind of yucky. It'll taste really good though. So you'll notice, once you dig your hands in here, that the beans are a little harder to work with than you probably anticipated. It's okay. Just kind of smash it all together. The beauty of making meat patties is that they don't have to be perfect. Cooking is an art as much as it is a science, so things don't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be, you know, totally, you know, uniform consistency going on with these patties. Okay, so now we have a nice meaty ball of beans and meat and cheese and peppers. We can start making some patties here. I think we can start making some patties here. Might be an issue. Okay. I'm going to do little, like, hand-sized patties, like that. It's probably going to make about 5 or 6 of them. Wow, these are actually sticking together really nicely. So that's good. Yum. And like I said, this is definitely healthier than a hamburger. I had many a hamburger on the cruise because sometimes that was the only little food station that was open when we were done doing all the fun things that we were doing. Because usually we got done right at 3, which is an awkward time between dinner and lunch. Apparently. I don't think it's an awkward time. I'll eat whenever, but... Alright, this is going to make about 6 patties. Perfect! Two of them are a little smaller. That's alright. Okay. Something that's helpful in the kitchen is having a faucet that turns on when you touch it with your elbow. I unfortunately live in a crappy apartment, and so I don't have that. But I've seen that before, and I think it's really cool. And when I grow up, I want to have that in my house. Mostly, I want to get all the chicken off of my hands, because raw chicken is one of the germiest food items that you can interact with. Okay. Now the great thing about these chicken patties is they only need to fry for about 5 minutes on each side. So, let's grab one and drop it in. Oh yeah, all sizzly. We can fit all 6 in there, I think. Yeah, we'll be good. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do them for 5 minutes, then we're going to turn them onto the other side. And once we're done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to pull it all together. As you can see, we have some fabulous chicken patties after just 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side. They're golden brown, they smell amazing, and they're going to be delicious with our salsa. Now if you wanted a little bit of extra zing, you could put some red salsa on top of them. You could add some cheese, which I'm definitely going to do. But other than that, you can enjoy them just like this. So, we've just made a fabulously spicy and fiesta-ready meal that's going to be light and healthy for us and definitely clean us out, which is a good thing after you've been on a cruise. And it's fun and it's colorful and it's going to be really good for us. So, enjoy your meal, and until next time, I am Lauren Murphy, and this was The Starving Student.